It's lunchtime at Studio Kitchen Colorado, home of the Modern Eater Network. Friends stopped by. I'm Greg Hollenbach. Let me introduce this gal. You know her, Colleen Ferreira of the Colorado Chefs Association, ACF. Welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you. It smells great in here, doesn't it?
You brought friends.
I brought friends today, because why not? The more friends, the better, especially in this kitchen. Thanks for having us today.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always looking to cook things at home, but I like simple recipes.
Simple.
Let's talk to Chad.
We have to make it simple. And Chad Pettrone here with Northeast Seafood, Sustainability Director over there. Thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Northeast Seafood, they've been such loyal sponsors of Colorado Chefs Association. And I was over there a couple weeks ago. I'm looking at all the fish coming in, and we're thinking, it's summertime. That means people are going to eat lighter. They want to eat healthier. They want something quick to put on the stove after they've been outside all day long. So we thought, fish, seafood, that's the way to go for the summer. We've got to do some cooking videos to show you guys just how easy it is to make any of this stuff at home. Now, Chad, I do want to say, you're not a chef.
I am not a chef.
I'm not an executive chef by any means. You're not a chef.
Not a chef.
Okay.
Love to cook though, and
There you
I
go.
love simple, great recipes to do at home, because I do love to cook.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping, we're going to drive towards this. Look at the finished product.
Yeah, it is.
What do we have there, Chad?
So these are green lip mussels from New Zealand that we've baked already. We're going to show you how to do that. We also have some blue mussels from Prince Edward Island, also known as black mussels, and then some Mediterranean mussels from Baja, Mexico. We're just going to do 3 different preparations here and show you how easy it is to make mussels.
Let's
And
assemble it.
this is all stuff that I can go out there to any of the supermarkets and buy.
Yep. So the Prince Edward Island mussels are the most common mussels you'll find in any grocery store. If you're a chef and you just have burgers on the menu, you're looking to add a seafood to the menu, this is a great way to just add an easy seafood to the menu.
People get intimidated. You know, you see mussels, you see them on top of ice at the grocery store. Years ago, before I really started to love to cook, I thought, I can't make those. In fact, you guys, in 2 minutes, I think we're going to make an incredible dish.
We have to try the finished product.
Already?
First, though. Oh, we have to. I can't
Why not
wait
eat?
any longer.
It's lunchtime.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. So dig in. You just pull them right off that. Do you put a little bit of this recipe? Do you put some lime on there?
So these we don't need anything. I've just put a little bit of soy and some chopped mushrooms and some chopped chives or green onions on top of these. So these are ready to go. You do have to remove the adipose, the abductor muscle, not adipose.
You're having a hard time.
I'm having a hard time.
Mine came right off.
Mine did too. It is delicious. And why not throw some of these on that plate when you're grilling? It's just
You can throw them on the grill. You can bake them in the oven.
yum.
This one's just garlic butter and Parmesan on top, thrown in the oven.
Oh, thank you.
Super quick and easy.
Always remember to have a bowl left for those shells,
Yeah.
because you can eat them really quickly.
Let's cook.
Let's cook. We have got 3 different types of mussels here. We're going to talk a little bit of sustainability too. I know we're always thinking and talking about best practices, because that's the top of our minds these days, Greg. I mean, you and I talk about that all the time. How can we be as sustainable as possible, not only in the food we're eating, but also in the kitchen and with the choices that you're making?
We learned a new fact.
Yeah.
What was that?
So
The fact that he said about the sustainability of these.
it was a challenging fact. It wasn't exactly, I'm not sure if it's a fact or not, but mussels could potentially be the most sustainable farmed product anywhere across the board.
All right, let's fact check that, because before when we were
Fact
talking,
check that.
it was positively the #1 most
Backing off a little
sustainable.
bit. It's
There's
okay.
definitely some aquaculture. Something, I think kelp is probably one of the most farmed, most sustainable.
It's up there on the
It's
sustainability ladder,
it's
though.
super up
But
there.
why? So what makes mussels so sustainable?
So mussels, they don't need, and this, by the way, is just some white wine, some shallots, some butter, all mixing together in a pot. These will be ready super quick. But mussels, they don't need, and you know when mussels are ready when they start popping open. And that's it.
And if they don't pop open, you don't eat them.
If they don't pop open, they're stubborn. You can pop them open and eat them.
If their friends are popping
So-
open,
sounds
They're
like
right
some-
there.
Yeah, I do want to talk about sustainability, but that's a good point is mussels, if they're cracked, this one's cracked, throw it out. If they are
Toss it.
open when they come out of the bag, throw them out. They should, if they're open, they should close, and this one's not closing.
This one's
So-
not closing either, is it?
So it's garbage. Most of the
Oh.
time, they'll be alive, they'll be a little bit
No,
open.
this one's closing. This one's closing.
Oh,
that means it's,
there's he's
it's
alive.
They're
He
still
tricked
alive.
you.
Isn't that so cool?
Tricked you.
But it's, yeah.
We need to
Okay,
go.
he's still a good one.
So these, we're doing a Mexican style. We're hoping for a little Mexican style here. These are from Baja, Mexico. So we're doing some beer steamed mussels.
Now this is my plate. This is the one I want.
We want to do maybe some sort of
Want some
onions.
cilantro?
Cilantro at the
Some
end,
lemon,
lime.
juice.
Let's throw some, we're going to throw some shallots in there too.
Why not?
Colleen,
not?
Chad, this, first of all, I'm having fun. This strikes me
Yeah.
as just
It
something
is.
really fun. You can have a little cocktail
just
party
like
at
a
home or just you
little
two, you and the
backyard.
lovely.
Little backyard, barbecue if you have an outdoor grill, or just cook it all inside.
So the best way, I think, when I love mussels, it's, a big bowl of mussels with a great piece of bread. You're dipping the bread into the mussel broth. And that's why you have white wine in one of them with garlic. You've got the Mexican version here, which
Yeah.
is so good.
The chorizo.
Chorizo
It
and
should be boiling hot.
yum.
Those white wine looks like
Yeah,
great.
done.
usually it's just garlic
That's
and
it.
butter is what I've renownedly, but you can mix this up. You can have a little fun, tweak it, your recipes.
Should we pull them off?
We should pull those
Pull them
off.
off. Why don't we throw them in this big bowl here?
So this is where you throw some parsley in
And look
while
how
it's
quick it
still
is.
nice and hot.
So if you're thinking, hey, I've been outside all
How about
day
that?
enjoying the Colorado
Does that look good?
sunshine. I need a quick dinner in less than 5 minutes. I think.
This is an appetizer where I come from. I mean, there's more dinner to come after. Colleen, you may stop. It's just
I
this.
don't want to burn you there.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. But this, for a lot of people, this could be dinner,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Nice crusty
Yeah.
bread, a glass of wine, you're good to go. And it was that simple.
Yeah,
So
you-
in the time that we've started this video, we've already made an entire bowl of
already cooked
mussels.
that.
So even if you're a chef at a restaurant thinking I need a quick app for my menu, summertime menu, this is it.
Chad
Do you
Pettrone,
smell that?
Northeast Seafood, cooking up some delicious mussels for us
These
today.
are the baked green lips that we've already done. So this is super easy. We're just doing a little garlic, a little butter, and some Parmesan on some of these. I've already melted some butter and garlic
Oh, my
just to put right on the top of that. And then you throw some Parmesan over the top of that, and you throw it in the oven. And
Would
then
you-
the other one, I did just soy. This is just soy I found on your shelf here. Shoyu,
My
organic
courtesy of
soy.
Modern Eater Kitchen.
Hey, replace that when we're done here.
And then, what else did I put on there?
Some mushrooms? I think you did some mushrooms.
Some mushrooms. The thing with seafood, it's not difficult. It's not as difficult as people think it should be. There's no perfect way. Seafood takes on whatever flavors you're going to give them. So you throw that in the oven. If you like the way that soy tastes normally, you're going to like that the way that tastes.
Okay, is it true, when in doubt, with any kind of seafood, butter, garlic, you're golden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butter, garlic, or olive oil, garlic on a frying pan. That's always my
That's
go-to.
it.
If there's a fish and you don't know what to do with it, olive oil, some salt and pepper on a frying pan, sear it up, cook it.
Why do you think people
Try.
are so intimidated by seafood in general?
I think there's a lot of negative publicity out there, especially farmed seafood. It
Okay.
seems to get the worst press. And this is one of those great stories where we are showing you a farm seafood that's sustainable. It comes from the ocean. It is also so what makes it so sustainable is that there's no feed in order to grow mussels. So
Nothing. They don't need anything?
they are seeded onto a rope, and then they're on barges, and they're dropped into the water, and that's it. When they grow their shells, they use carbon monoxide in order to grow their shells. So it actually has a net benefit on the environment in order to grow mussels. So,
So
it's
you,
a,
do
it's
you
a
feed
positive.
the water nutrients?
You're not doing anything.
Anything.
No antibiotics. No.
Interesting.
So, farm-raised salmon is what kind of created this farm seafood as a negative. And that was 10 years ago when they were doing all kinds of negative things with farm salmon. The world has changed, and I think the aquaculture in general in the next 5-10 years, you're going to see that it's just going to take off. People are going to start accepting seafood as a more sustainable choice than land farmed protein. So, if this doesn't need any fresh water, you don't need to plow any land in order to, you don't have to get rid of any native species native plants or flora, fauna in order to grow your crops, which is, what you need to do for any plants that feed animals. But then you also need to water all that, and water is becoming a more and more
Scarce.
Well, it
scarce
always
and
has been,
expensive
especially
commodity.
in Colorado. We all know that. We're
Yeah.
always in that drought state of mind here.
Well, it's interesting. You work with when you talk to farmers. There's a lot of soil loyal farmers, and then you see a lot of great hydroponics and aquaponics systems that yield a lot of great delicious produce.
Yeah.
And so cutting this new road of really what the practices are and farming these types of products, I think that as we go along further and tweak what our practices are, this is a very sustainable method for all of us. And let's face it, Colorado, we're landlocked.
Yeah.
Getting some of the freshest stuff right here in Colorado is a treat.
And it's super easy. It stays live when you're shipping it. These were live mussels when we put them into the pan. So you don't have to worry if they're, how long they've been sitting on some grocery store shelf or anything. If they're closed, they're alive.
They're alive.
And then that they're, that they're great seafood.
So Chad, you're all about education. There are some chefs
Yeah.
that might want to contact you or reach out to you. They're watching this film now. And again, Chad Pettrone from Northeast Seafood here with us at Studio Kitchen Colorado, along with Colleen from the Colorado Chefs Association. This is exactly what we needed on this Tuesday afternoon.
The rain's coming in.
A great lunch.
Yeah.
You need something kind of comforting and warm, but still light, because it's almost June. This is it. And this is coming from all this information we're talking about, coming from someone who's really living and breathing seafood every day. I mean, you're over there, you see things coming in, you are in the know of the industry.
Yeah, we have a full warehouse full of seafood that we're getting across the globe. And I am the sustainability director, so my jam is all about sustainable seafood, having people make good sustainable choices for our planet.
It's gorgeous. Are you seeing this? What he's pouring into this bowl? This is what I want to eat all
That
the
is
time.
our Baja,
Look at that.
Mexico, Mediterranean farm mussels, and you can see the meat fill in those mussels is spectacular.
It's gorgeous.
All
Yeah,
right, lunchtime for us.
Yeah.
yeah,
Stopping by.
yeah. Thanks for having me.
This is
I really
pretty. This is
appreciate
pretty
it.
cool to be able to share this. 3 different mussels. When you go to the grocery store, you kind of see them in a bag. Looks just like this. They're sitting on top of ice, and that's how you want to store them when you bring them home.
Yeah, exactly. Storage is really important. So
Okay.
when you store them in your fridge, you want to put them in a bowl like that with ice on them. So and all seafood in general, if you're storing it in your fridge, you'll get a much longer shelf life out of them if you put ice on top of it.
Okay.
So the mussels they're alive. You don't want to package them in a Ziploc bag, but like fish, you can put in a Ziploc bag, throw them in a bowl, and throw ice on top of them in your fridge. You'll get at least 3 or 4 days longer shelf life by putting them
There you go.
on ice.
But
in
if
your
you're like me,
refrigerator.
I shop every
You're gonna-
day.
every
I
day.
want the
If
fresh
you-
You
stuff.
know,
yeah,
exactly.
if you're going to cook it up right here and then
Okay, so if
This is an
3
easy way to
people
do it.
could make this that are not chefs, you can totally do this
We
yourself.
were just having fun.
I
Chad
know,
was
we
doing
just
all
had
the
such a good
heavy
time. Chad, thank you so much. Thank you to you and
Thank
Northeast
you.
Seafood for stopping by today and for these beautiful mussels. And great education around it too. Thanks
Yeah.
for doing this with us.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg, for having us in the
Absolutely.
kitchen today.
Anytime.
Lunchtime.
Bye-bye.